Hello, everyone. This is Akata Master. Thank you for joining us in the Rose of Venus. Today, I am presenting to you a dear sister whom I have the pleasure to meet in our social platform, and she has given me this honor to be her Galactic Astrologer. And she is a divine being with so much wisdom, even also in this lifetime. And she surprised me with her ability even in speaking Chinese Mandarin because she has been living in China for 7 years, learning the traditional Chinese medicine and as an acupuncturist. She is also doing many other modalities in healing and channeling. And here we are, Rouhaya Issa. Thank you. Thank you for coming, sister.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Akata, for doing me this honor of inviting me to share this sacred space with you. I really feel honored and I'm humbled at the same time because to me, this is really divinely orchestrated. I know that us crossing paths through the social media, through the social platform, Facebook, it isn't random.
No.
It wasn't random at all. It was just a reunion. It is definitely for a higher purpose. It's really beyond what we can even comprehend now.
Yeah.
Because I always feel and believe that great things are hidden in apparently simple things. What we're doing now is very simple, but in the meantime, it holds the potential of something big. And what I'm saying is true for everyone. That's what makes us, each and every one of us, special and unique. So today, I really feel honored and grateful, and thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, and I say I'm very grateful to the universe for this opportunity to share this space with you and with all the listeners that will be listening to this podcast later on.
And I think, of course, we all meet for a reason.
Yeah.
And we have, knowing each other, we have many dots that we can join together. And I think one of them is being healers, both of us.
Yes.
And like me as Reiki master and you through this modality of acupuncturist. Why don't you explain a little bit how you do it, and if you go beyond that in your service? Yes.
Yeah, I think what is important to say is that I really consider myself a healer. Being a healer is really who I am, what my soul chose to experience and to express, to share in this incarnation. I've known that I was a healer from childhood. And I thought I was going to be a doctor, like a Western physician. But my soul has guided me on a different path that made me come across acupuncture. It really happened very randomly, but I know it wasn't random. It was just to open me up to a much broader, wider healing abilities. So I was trained as an acupuncturist, but now I can say that acupuncture is just a tool. It's just a healing tool.
Yes.
It's just a tool. I've been practicing for 20 years, but I've developed different modalities, as I say. I have to say I have developed, and it has emerged from me. I didn't receive any training, like per se, but I was really trained in the astral, and this is really important.
Yeah.
I was trained in the astral. I had like a soul reconnection with gifts that were already within me. Because even when I was using acupuncture in my first years, my patient used to tell me that, you know what? what you are doing is beyond acupuncture. I've done acupuncture before, but when you do it, it's something different. It has nothing to do with the acupuncture point. It's just the energy you pour in. It's just like it's a doorway. Acupuncture points are just doorway to connect with different aspects of the being. So that's what it became to me, just a tool, it's just a key to open doors in people, door for healing and reconnection with their true essence and their true light. So in one session, I don't even call my session acupuncture session. It's just like a healing session. And I have different modalities. Like during a retreat that I took in Egypt in 2017, that was my first time to go to Egypt. Although I know that I've always known that I have a very strong connection with Egypt. But during that retreat in Egypt, I was introduced to sound healing. And the first time I've heard the sound of a Tibetan singing bowl, again, it connected me with a deep, deep knowledge within me. Deep knowledge. And I remember it was a Sufi. There was a Sufi healer who was a sound healer. He was singing like some mantra, he was chanting and playing the Tibetan singing bowl. After the retreat, I talked to him and he said, like, you know what? He told me, he even asked me, it was like an injunction, go and get yourself a Tibetan singing bowl, which I did when I came back home. And the first time, I remember my first Tibetan singing bowl was a very cheap one, like poorly made, but that was enough. I knew how to play. No one taught me. And I'm like, what am I going to do with it? He's like, you will figure it out. Just hit and turn and you'll figure it out. And within 1 hour, I knew how to play, because what happened to me when I play, I connect with the sound.
Yes.
And the ball told me how to play them, how to use them as a medium to channel energy. You see, again, the singing ball itself became a tool for me to channel. And after coming across different things, I was drawn to it, like sound, like smell, like flower essence, colors. I had a very strong connection with colors from childhood. For me, each color had a number, was connected to a number. Like when I see red, I would see immediately, like, I would go like red, I would see maybe 2, 3. I would see yellow, 4, I would see green. 6, I would say a certain shade of blue. 7, it was purple. That's how it was. You see, I'm telling you, it was natural to me. I just knew it. So that's how really, that's why I'm saying that my learning, I learned organically. It's something that really emerged from within myself. And for a long time, I felt a little bit inadequate somehow, because I was like, I didn't receive a training. Am I really legitimate in claiming that I could use this tool? Because I had no certificate, I didn't do any training, but every time I even bought books, but I could never go past the first chapter of each book. It feels like every book will just, as soon as I read it, it would just become, I couldn't digest it. It was something I would become like, bloated. It's like, no. But gradually I knew that there was something that I had to find within myself. So my soul didn't want the knowledge within me to be corrupted by outside information that could or could not be accurate. So I had to go and connect with my own source of knowledge. So that has been my path. That's what I'm saying, that I'm a healer and I'm a channeler, because just to explain you, in one acupuncture session, at first, my first year, I would follow the book, right? If you have this, you make this diagnosis and use this combination of acupuncture point. But I felt there was something missing, until one day I had like one client that came, and I was in a flow. So when we heal with everything. We heal with our hands, we heal with our eyes, we heal with our voice, we heal with our presence, right? So exactly, when I had a very powerful experience in the astral, when I had this being. I was awake, right? I wasn't sleeping. I was awake, but drifted in a parallel reality, which happened to me very often. And I had this being that came to me and just activated my healing gifts. Like when I say my healing gifts, like using my hands to heal. And that's how, and that being came, like put the etheric hands in mine. And I was almost in a trance-like state. And I went on my client that was lying. Thank God. It was someone that was very open because it could have been very frightening for the person. And I started putting my hands, guided by that being, and they explained to me. And it was so simple. That being told me healing is bringing love while there is pain. That's all. It's no more complicated than that.
Exactly.
In whatever capacity, you can do that. Bring love where there is pain. Because when there is pain, there is disease.
Yes. Yes.
Put love, bring love to bring back harmony. Different modalities, but these are only keys that will open doors and knowledge and wisdom that is already embedded deep within us. So that is
Yeah,
my
that's what I
experience.
think as well. Like with our human mind, we still need to put us into certain boxes, certain
Yes, in
categories, certain
yeah,
certificates to
yeah,
allow us to do something. But if we think of the many lifetimes that we have, am I first time astrologer? I don't think so, because everything
yeah,
makes sense right away. So in and with this healing capacity, I mean, once we open our channel to
mm,
receive from the universe,
yeah.
and it's, as you say, it's so beautiful. It is only love that we are transmitting.
That's all.
The universe know exactly what to do. We are just a part of
Yeah,
the,
that's it. We
yeah.
just have to be that channel and allow it to happen. There is always magic. It's just about allowing what is here, what is within, what is available to us to flow through us. To me, that's all. It is as simple as that.
And I would say that is actually the biggest obstacles for any of us. Doesn't matter that we are healer or astrologer or channeler, whatever. That is the first step to let the divine talk to us, to open this channel and really without agenda, not wanting one day I become this or that. No, you don't become anyone. You are you. That's it. You are you. And
You
whatever,
period.
and we just live through this experience receiving because there's so much. How can we know what will arrive?
Yeah.
And we just need to listen this voice. And I think many of us in our life experience, in this life experience anyway, that somehow we might have a difficult childhood, difficult
Mm,
experience, and then we close off. And to have this opportunity to open up again is precious. Is precious. And
yeah.
I'm so happy that you, like knowing your history, your experience, and seeing that you are doing all this so beautifully with like you this beautiful being that you are, and sharing. And um and for instance, like, all these healing abilities that you have is certainly have a lot to do with something that we also shared with our Isis background, with the
Yeah.
pyramids, with the
Yeah.
Lyra Orion.